And here is the final video clip. This video clip is going to cover the federal bureaucracy, and actually that's really in play right now with the COVID-19 situation. I mean, there's lots of different people being paraded up in the president's talks every day that are out of different bureaucratic departments and what their role is and what they've been doing. So the federal bureaucracy, what authority does it have? Accountability and its policies. So just to review, federal bureaucracies are departments or agencies within the executive branch that carry out laws. So they answer directly to the president. We talked about when you have something like a hurricane, or we could use today's current situation with the health crisis. Many of these bureaucracies have to get things done or try and solve problems. Some things bureaucracies handle are things like safe products, fair labor practices, environmental issues, we could say health problems. There's about 14 departments with many people working in these areas. And then I made a list for you there, which on the clip that I give you that doesn't have me talking, I won't be blocking it. How do these departments or positions get filled? We talked about that. How do we decide who gets to be in these jobs? Well, originally, people could just put whoever they wanted in there. Like Andrew Jackson was one who filled it with his friends or supporters, which was called political patronage. But eventually the Pendleton Act was passed in 1883, which created rules to make sure people were qualified and things were done fairly. People are now hired using a merit system, so you get so many points and it adds up to people who might be able to be interviewed or get the jobs. A lot of spending happens in these departments, and some spend a lot of money, or a lot more money compared to others. So some of the top spending bureaucracies are education, health and human services, which is getting a lot of spending right now, defense, and the treasury, which is giving out a lot of those stimulus packages right now. This little diagram was presented by a group, and it's called the Iron Triangle, showing how bureaucracies interact with interest groups in Congress. They all try to promote their policies, and it has to do with, as you can see, funding and political support, regulations and rules that have to be put in place, and how much people support the president may be based on some of these policies. The federal bureaucracy has a process that you can see happening today with even the health crisis we're in right now. So right now, steps 1 and 2 in a bureaucracy are define the problem and get on the agenda. So like get in front of the people that make decisions, and obviously that's been sped up a lot more right now with the crisis we're currently in. Step 3 and 4, form a policy and figure out a budget. So there's a lot of policy changes happening now and money that's being allocated to those changes and policies being put forth. Step 5 and 6, implement and evaluate. A lot of policies right now are being implemented, financial policies for helping people on unemployment, or helping companies pay their workers, or getting the red tape taken away in some of these FDA medications, all those types of things. There's a lot going on right now, but at a much faster pace. So normally a lot of these things take a lot longer, but right now because there's a crisis, things are speeding up. So HHS, which is the Health and Human Services Department, is being used a lot. CDC, they come up a lot. The FDA, FEMA, all these groups are involved currently in what's happening. There also have to be checks on these bureaucracies, though. They are in the executive branch, but Congress can get involved. The courts can rule things unconstitutional if they overstep their bounds. That is it.